When Republicans take back Congress, we should immediately pass the bill introduced by Ted Budd, allowing the victims of sanctuary cities and states to sue for damages when a loved one is hurt or killed as a result of these deadly people and deadly policies. Great, Ted. North Carolina should be a sanctuary for law-abiding Americans, not criminal aliens. We are going to make America great again, and our first task is to make America safe again, right? Safe. Just recently, a young 18-year-old man from North Dakota, I'm sure you read this over the last 2 days, named Cayler Ellingson, a young man, so handsome, beautiful, 18 years old, was targeted and killed, run down in cold blood with an SUV by a radical left maniac. He was a radical left, stupid person, simply because he was a Republican, and he was so proud of being a Republican, and this guy ran him down, and not one mainstream media network has even mentioned this horrible crime. Think of it. Now, think of it the other way. Think of it the other way. Supposing a MAGA person ran down somebody on the other side, it'd be the biggest story you've ever seen. It's a disgrace. You people should be ashamed of yourselves. You should be ashamed of yourself. And our hearts go out to the parents and the friends. This young boy, this was a young man, wonderful, with a great future. And I'm just telling you, just so handsome and so beautiful and so great. And he got run down by a radical left nut job. Here in North Carolina, the radical Democrats have unleashed violent and hardened criminals to prey on innocent women and children. You know that. They're releasing them all the time. 4 weeks ago, a pregnant woman was viciously shot in the head in a road rage incident in Raleigh. You know Raleigh? Do we all know Raleigh? Just hours after learning she was going to have a baby. She had just learned this, and she was shot in the head. Recently, a young mother was carjacked in broad daylight in a mall that, I mean, right by a post office, right by a mall, an open parking lot in Durham, as her 10-month-old son was sleeping in the back seat, killed. And in Charlotte, a few weeks ago, a 48-year-old mother of 4 and grandmother of 3 was ruthlessly gunned down and killed in a robbery after she stopped at an ATM machine to get some money to buy groceries. Much of the crime wave is caused by drug dealers who, during the course of their lives, and you have to remember this, because it's always tough to say what I'm about to say, but it's a great thing. A drug dealer will kill an average of 500 American citizens during his or her life. They'll destroy, kill 500, not to mention the destruction of millions and millions of families that are so badly hurt. And I'm calling for the death penalty of drug dealers and human traffickers, which will, upon its passage, reduce drug distribution and crime in our country on day one by 75%. And I think Ted Budd would head it up. I think Ted Budd would head it up. You know, when I went to China, I've told this at a couple of rallies, our rallies are bigger than ever. Look at this rally. If you get out and vote for Ted Budd, Ted, you're not losing, I can tell you that. You're not going to be losing. But I went to China, and I got along very well with President Xi until the virus came in. Then I said, the hell with it, but I got along well. But I went to China, 1.5 billion people. I said, President, do you have a drug problem? He looked at me like, what kind of a stupid question is that? No drug problem. I said, you don't have really? You don't have? No. Probably thought I was not very sophisticated. He said, can you believe the stupidity of a question like that? And I said, so you have 1.5 billion, second to India, catching up with India, actually. But those are the two biggest at about that number. I said, so you have why don't you have a drug problem? Quick trial. I said, quick trial. Let's see. I think I know what that means, quick trial. He said, yes, when somebody in our country sells drugs, we take a trial, It's a very quick trial. It goes very quickly. And if they're guilty, that person is executed immediately, and we have no drug problem. And he said, what happens is we had a tremendous drug problem, he said, in China, tremendous. In fact, China was reduced to a weak country a century ago because it was all drugged out with the fields, the opium, and the different fields and different kinds of drugs. And I also told them, by the way, don't send any fentanyl to the United States anymore. Don't do it. And we had it way down. And then as soon as I was out, they're sending in record numbers. They're killing hundreds of thousands of people in our country. But I learned from that. And then Singapore, the same thing, and other countries. And, you know, we have blue ribbon committees made up of socialites and nice people, but they don't really understand what this is all about. Remember this, if you do the death penalty for drug dealers, you will cut crime in this country, I think, by more than 80% immediately. If it's a meaningful death penalty, it'll take place immediately. And the only places that don't have a drug problem are the places that have the death penalty for drug dealers. So I know it's tough to say. I sort of didn't want to say it. I've said it for the last couple of weeks. My people, my great geniuses that do political stuff, you know, that we all have to suffer through. Mark, we have to listen to these people. But, by the way, how good a lieutenant governor do you have, right? Stand up. You've got a future. You've got a future. Mr. and Mrs. Well, I'm very impressed. Oftentimes I do that and people just don't care. They care about you too. But if you think about it, and we would cut crime in the country, because a big part of our crime is drug-related crime. We have to get tough in our cities. The big thing, we have to get so tough in the cities. You know, it was up to the governors to do. And we had the governors, and they don't want to do it. All Democrat-run cities and states, they're the ones that are letting this happen, and they're destroying our great cities. They are destroying them like never before. And I have to, as president, and I had to allow the governor to call in. And I'd call them, when are you calling in? Like in Minnesota, Minneapolis. When are you calling in, Governor? We don't want the guard. They're burning down your city, Governor. When are you calling in? And I just sent them in. If we didn't send them in, you wouldn't have a Minneapolis right now. You wouldn't have had Seattle clean. Remember, they took out like 20% of, they literally moved into Seattle and took over a big piece. And so I said, we're sending them in. And as soon as they heard we're sending them in, they scattered. Otherwise, they'd be there today. Under a Republican Congress, we should also pass emergency funding to hire thousands and thousands more police officers nationwide, and to put violent criminals behind bars and to keep them behind bars. And also, and it's so important, leave our police alone. Let them do their job. Give them back their respect. They know what to do better than anybody. We have to allow them to do it. We have to allow our police to do it. We have put the handcuffs on our police. We've reversed it. The first step, thank you very much. I love you too very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. The first step to restoring public safety in North Carolina is defeating the Democrats' radical. These are radical people you have. Where the hell do these people come from? This is not from North Carolina. You don't have those values in North Carolina. And we have to elect Ted Budd to the United States Senate this November.